What's going on, guys? Niko here. I want to thank you so much for grabbing one of my MIDI packs. In this video, we're going to break down the chord progression guide and how it's useful when using the MIDI pack. So what I've done here is I've actually taken all the chord progressions in this MIDI pack here, and I've broken them down into the different type of vibe and emotion that each of these chord progressions will give the listener. So in this PDF, which you can download in the description below, or if you've been emailed it, it has my top 20 chord progressions that I love using, and then it has every single type of chord progression in here and the vibe and emotion it brings. So let's say you want to write something emotional and touching, this A minor F C G chord is great to use. Now the demos I'm going to be showing you today and we're going to mess around with are on this vocal that I wrote, and you'll see I dragged in one of the MIDIs already, and you can hear how this sounds. This is the demo we're going to walk through in this tutorial video.
Lost my faith in you, you found me. I should have walked away, hidden path for me. I found it in our darkest days. No more struggle without you. Turn around.
Beautiful vocal. I love her voice. I actually wrote this song a while ago, and now I can use it in these demos. So this actually right here is one of the arpeggiations, which is the first thing. Actually, let's first jump into just looking at these chord progressions and plugging them in to fit this vocal. So this vocal is in the key of C major, A minor, so it's using exactly what the MIDI pack has to offer. If I look at my chord progression guide, my favorite chord progression to use is this A minor, F, C, and G, and that's the exact one I'm using right here. You can even see it's the back and forth arp, A minor, F, C, and G. So what I want to do is I want to take a beautiful chord progression, or I could take a melody, but I'll start with my beautiful chord progressions. I want to go A minor, F, C, G, and I want to put in right now a couple of chord progressions on the strings. Whoops. Here we go. Let's throw this one on. And then let's do one more right here. And I'm going to just solo the strings real quick and we'll see which ones sound good.
Lost my faith in you, you found me. I should have walked away, hidden path for me. I found it in our darkest days. No more struggle without you. Turn around.
So you really see how you have that emotional impact right here. It says emotional touching, boom, right there you have the one. So let's say at this point you want to have something a bit more rhythmic. So there's three options here. Instead of having just this beautiful chord progression that I showed you, you can either choose a melody and go into the folder here and find A minor, F, C, G, and you'll get a great melody with the chord progression underneath it, and I can drag it in. The issue is I have a vocal right now, so I probably don't want to conflict it with more melody because this is a melody. So what I'll do is, like I pick the arpeggiation. You can go into the arpeggiations folder and select one of the arpeggiations. So there's also, let's see here, we have a rolling arp, which could sound really cool on this cello right here. Let me just load it in.
Lost my faith in you, you found me. I should have walked away.
And this may sound good with the piano.
Lost my faith in you, you found me. I should have walked away.
Now I didn't like all this underneath stuff here, but I did like this top note. I'll make it a little bit louder.
Lost my faith in you, you found me. I should have walked away. Lost my faith in you, you found me. I should have walked away, hidden. Lost my faith in you.
So I didn't like the arp, but I did find something nice to use in the music. So if I get rid of the arp, and let's say I want something a bit more rhythmic, I could do arp heaven here, which is a very quick back and forth arp, and you'll see. I'll get rid of the chords.
Lost my
Let me select the cello that had the more movement.
Lost my faith in you, you found me.
Now, like I told you earlier, having a lot of conflicting melodies with this main melody here is probably not the move right now. So you could try around with some of these arps. The back and forth arp is best to go with a melody that you may have. But I want to check out the plucks, because the plucks are amazing. So I personally like them. It's the favorite part of the pack for me. The melodies are great, but I love going through the plucks. And for the A minor F C G here, we can take one of them and we'll throw it on our cello right here. I believe this is the quick one. You could just listen to it by itself. Now, I think this will go really well with her voice.
Lost my faith in you, you found me. I should have walked away. Hidden path for me, I found it in our darkest days. No more struggle without. Lost my faith.
And see, that nice rhythmic variation right here is fantastic. So just going through the A minor F C G chord, we've already found so much inspiration to use. Now, if you have a vocal, the chords aren't always going to go perfectly together with the vocal because the vocal is going to have a melody or something else like that. So I want to try out a couple more chord progressions though with this melody just to show you how things can have a different emotional impact. I have another piano right down here. Let me throw in something with the same chords. We'll just scramble them up a bit. I think F, C, A minor, G would be a good one to go with. I've been doing this for a while and I made this pack, so I think a beautiful chord progression like this would sound really good on the strings, and I think it'll sound good with her voice. Let's just find out.
Lost my faith in you, you found me. I should have walked away.
Sounds pretty good.
Lost my faith in you, you found me. I should have walked away. Hidden path for me, I found. Hidden path for me, I found it in our darkest day. Hidden path for me, I found it in our darkest.
And what is F, C, A minor, G? Where is this one? Trying to find it. Happy, emotional, poppy. It's definitely emotional, but there's more of a happy vibe since the first few chords are major, right? So you can go through the rest of this pack right here and pretty much find anything that you need. Now, let's say that you're actually just trying to arrange a song. Well, you can literally change up the verses, the chorus, everything else that's around the song based on these chord progressions right here. So I want to throw in a couple more with this vocal just to show you guys. I like the rising chord progressions, which are D, F, A minor, G. This is a really good one that I like. It's tension, it's rising, and it's emotional. I typically like to use these before a chorus. So why don't I go further along in the song? Maybe I'll go to here and let's see how this sounds.
Back to you again, you are just different, telling me to say I should walk away.
Now I want to bring these lower. Let's listen to this now.
Back to you again, you are just different, telling me to say I should walk away. Falling to the floor, saying I want more. Ask me yes or no, baby, I don't know.
So as you can see, these chord progressions are really powerful in creating that tension right there. And again, all I had to do was check out my guide here. I knew it fit well with the vocal, so that's what I decided to do. So you really have lots at your disposal here with all these different chord progressions. And another one of my favorite ones just to mention before we sign off here and you guys can go do your own thing is this C, D sharp, A sharp, F. By far one of my favorite chord progressions. I don't think it'll sound good on this song, but I just want to show you how it sounds. Let me turn off the vocal here and I will jump in and I can show you the beautiful chord progressions here, and maybe we'll even throw on a melody. Let me just go to 81, and if you just listen to this, I'm going to bring it down an octave. Here we go. I just love this chord progression. This is my favorite chord progression other than the A minor F C G. And then there's plucks with this one, I believe, as well. Again, definitely my favorite. Throw it on the piano too. And there's arpeggiations with that, and the opportunity is truly endless. So you can see here, I actually have a demo that I was filming earlier on with this song. And what I really did here was I pretty much just arranged the entire track. I believe I'm just using the A, F minor C G because it's just a beautiful chord progression. And I arranged the entire track using it. I created my bass line because if you're going to make a bass line with this chord progression, it's the lowest notes. So I used that to create my bass lines. I used a couple of the melodies here, I believe, to create the melody for this part. The guitar's not playing for some reason.
Lost my faith in you, you found me. I should've walked away, hidden path for me. I found it in our darkest days. No more struggle without you. Turn around, back to you again. You are just a friend telling me to say I should walk away, fall into the floor, saying I want more. Ask me yes or no, baby, I don't know. Back to you again, you are just a friend telling me to stay. I should walk away, fall into the floor, saying I want more. Ask me yes or no, baby, I don't know.
There's a lot more work that has to go into this track, but you can see here, I literally arranged it using one of the arps, one of the chord progressions. I took the chord progression, made the bass line. I have the melodies right here that needs a lot more sound design and work. Maybe I'll add some drums and percussion, but it just goes to show you that when you have the guide right here, follow the guide. Test these out yourself. I know there's different ones for different genres in here, and really it encompasses all of them. The A minor, G, E minor, F is probably also one of my favorite ones as well. So I hope this tutorial helped you out. You could saw some of the stuff that I was doing. And yeah, here you go. You have everything that you need to arrange your songs and make them awesome and really get that emotion that we want the listener to have when we're listening. So I look forward to see what you're going to create with this MIDI pack. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is a private video. And also send me on Instagram at Music by Niko what you create. I love hearing from you guys. I love seeing all the work you're going to do. And please let us know. Give us feedback. We want to help you as much as we can to not just become better producers, but better songwriters and overall better musicians at pianoforproducers.com and all the platforms that we're on. So thanks so much again for watching this. Thanks for grabbing the MIDI pack. And I look forward again to seeing what you're going to create. See you next time.